We're in the brothel. It's not a brothel that you might think though. There's a big fucking ass tree here I didn't notice. Damn. This is a brothel of the mind. People get intellectual debating pleasure by sharing different intellectual stories, debates, and challenging themselves on the highest field of intelligence. That's how they gain satisfaction in this brood. Now, while we were here, we had to help someone. 2 people. Well, actually 1. Is this woman here that said that she was her scent. An aroma that lingers around her somehow was stolen. And we found a Gorgon type of girl here hiding in the darkness that said that the potential suspect, which we told her was her, she pointed us towards this woman right here. Kimaski Adarton. Right. Everyone in the brothel says she's very unrighteous and probably the one that stole the scent. And we're gonna have to interrogate her right now. She looks like she has hoofs. Is that a Draenei, damn? My PlayStation 3 on the 25th. But then we miss out a player who we put in the battle and shit. We need to go on. So we might wait. Yeah, I think you should wait for the battle player. Sounds like an important moment for him. Aye. The wild-looking tiefling girl meets your gaze with an angry scowl. Her tattooed body is practically naked, covered by only a narrow leather tongue. Oppa! A black cloth brassiere, whatever that means, and armored shoulder pads that appear to serve more as a decoration rather than actual protection. Her spike hair, as well as the thin fur that covers her goat-like legs, is brassy white, and numerous silver rings dangle from her ears, nostrils, lips, and brow. She wears a leather collar around her throat with the inscription Kimaski Adarton. She bares her teeth at you. And just what are you looking at? You banged up sot? My friend thought you were attractive, but wow! Was he ever horribly mistaken? She sneers at Morty, then looks below him, where a body would normally be. Sharp tongue for a stemless deader. Oppa. Sure, chief, whatever. What a witch, huh? I like that. I'm sure you do, Morty, but I need to talk to her. The tiefling rolls her eyes. And what makes you think I care? Why don't you lick my backside? My tongue's not wide enough, and I don't like air in my mouth. What? I mean, I don't have any other response. It's gonna be that or farewell. Ay. Well, you seem like the taste. You like the taste of offal in your mouth. You dung-braided credit. Only because it's like kissing you, you mangy stink pot. I don't wanna flame her, man. Well, everyone told me that this woman is unrighteous, so let's just say I'm giving her some of the righteous rat back. Balkan style. Kiss me? She makes a retching sound. Ugh! I'd rather kiss a bloody mass of phlegm than lay my lips on you. No thanks. Don't thank me. Thank the power someone actually wants to kiss you. Kimaski looks at the walls for something to say. For an instant, a smile threatens to crack the grimacing mask of her face. Then she becomes more of a basilisk than ever. Alright, what do you want of me? She looks annoyed. Who are you? My name? Uninterested. I can guess yours though. Scar Bunch, get out of here before I put a fire under your arse. I'm gonna assume it's Kimaski, like it says on the cover then. Oh. What are you doing here? Not you, that's for certain. I'm contemplating the best way to tell you to pike off next. Can you teach Morty here to be more abusive? Hell no. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? What? That echo shit? Don't know anything about her. Don't talk to that girl. I mean, why? Not like she can talk back. Ask Frigid the Water about her. I think saw her playing Go with an old crush of Echo's back from when she could talk. I was told you were seen sneaking away from Marissa's chambers recently. Is that connected with her missing veil? Somehow. Kimaski flies into a rage. Who told you that? She suddenly falls silent, glaring at your dull, narrowing eyes. If I was there, Berk, I didn't take her filthy veil. Search my room if you'd like. I catch you sniffing at my breeches though, I'll see to it you're never allowed in here again. Damn. She wouldn't want to know about this cabinet next door that is a mage in disguise. He's been doing all kinds of sniffing. Undercover. Why would anyone ever sniff at your breeches?
Updated my journal.
Beats me! Someone's nicked more than a few pair of them. Man, it's that fucking guy. My favorite leather braziers too, with the iron studs. I'm trying to find Vivia's scent. Do you know where it might be? Try a half, Gutter. Or perhaps that's just a similar aroma to be Screus. Though Marissa stole it. To be serious though, Marissa stole it? Marissa, are you sure? No, but I'm hoping you go stopping into her room and upset her enough to do something awful to you. I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil, Vivian's Sin. Do you know anything about Ravel? Damn. I'm not gonna ask her about Ravel. But she may be angry like her. What would I know about her? I took like a scholar or something to you? Go ask someone more learned. Or Eves. She'll probably have at least one story about her in the pal tales she carries about in her bomb box. Oh, and squad on a halberd while you're at it.
I'm gone.
She said to go check on Marissa, but they keep bouncing me back and forth between those two women, man. What the fuck is going on? Hey! Ah, there she is, hiding. Marissa. There is no response to that. I'm trying to find Vivia's scent. I think we're stuck. Could it be in one of these things? Someone must be hiding it somewhere. Gonna make some dinner, see you around, guys. Thank you for stopping by, my good sir. Handkerchief. I'm not gonna pickpocket that cabinet just yet. Vivian, can you give me more information? I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Do you know where it might be? Were I to know its location, I'd say that the light and cast his remain into the deepest of pits. May the wretched thing never find her precious veil and be confined to that chamber for the rest of her days. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? You mean Echo? She's a dear quiet. That may be part of the charm. There is all manner of speculation as to why she's silent, but I think it was that her heart was most horribly broken. The water might know best. She has been known to speak to a man Echo once loved before she was her voice. But the water doesn't want to speak to me until I get her thing done, man. Can we ask these guys anything? Maybe they saw something. Hey, let's see. Trying to find Vivia's scent. Do you know where it might be? We do not. If you are not currently in the process of doing so, we would suggest the methodical approach and questioning of each of the inhabitants in this building. I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Do you know where it is? We do not. If you are currently in the process of... Marissa's Crimson Veil. No, I haven't seen it since the last time she wore it out. But Nani might have seen something, so try asking her. I mean, it's been nice. Marissa won't leave. Oh, already I went through that. What about Vivian's scent? She doesn't know. So my best hope is Nini. At the moment. Kimaski said someone's been taking things from her room too. Have you seen anything odd?
Updated my journal.
Nani's eyes suddenly go wide. Oh, that's right. You know, once I saw a man sneaking out of... Man, is this fucking guy. Out of Kimaski's room while she was out talking to a patron. I watched their front doors all that day, but he never ever left. Isn't that odd? I don't think he could have made it out of the window, and so I never figured out where he went. And then I totally forgot about it. Weird, huh? It's this guy, the cabinet. Sniffing women's panties, man. Luis, come here, Joker. Nini told me she saw a man leaving Kimaski Adartong's room. I think that was you, Luis. You think? How could you be so alarmingly rude? So indecorously presumptuous, as though spout forth such an accusation without being absolutely certain of your charges? How dare you, impertinent brassy cur? Why As Louis rails and curves his drawers open and close, you notice a small bundle of crimson cloth tucked alongside some clothes. The repeated opening and closing of the armoire drawers makes it difficult to grab, however. Wait for opportunity to grab it. You stand posted at the edges of the armoire. It keeps grabbing on and on, but it never seems to stay open long enough for you to grab the quote. Try and snap your hand in while the drawer is open. You simply cannot move your hand quickly enough to snatch the crimson quote from within Whis, and the most you could accomplish would be getting your fingers crushed. Pull open the drawer. Stop, I say! Watch the handles! Don't scratch the finish! Damn you, prying filth! The armorer puts up a valiant effort, but you finally pull the drawer open and yank the quote, a translucent crimson veil, from within. Tucking it away, you notice that it is perfumed with a light, exotic, and most pleasant fragrance. Damn it, you rogue! Blackguard! Scoundrel! You give that back this instant! It's not yours! That is exceedingly personal garment that belonged to a lady of this establishment, and they will not appreciate you fondling their private things. Oh, but it's alright for you, you wooden pervert. I'm not doing anything so criminal and malicious as you are. I'm merely soaking in sensations necessarily to my growth as an individual. Yes, farewell, Wiz. That sounds exactly what Noir would say, man. Ay, what a joker. Now, question is, should I give the scent first or the veil? I think I must be the scent, because if I give the veil, the lady with the veil might not come to give the scent. So we need to find the water? Oh no, it's not the water, it's Vivian. The water wanted to for us to find a man. What about Echo? Is there something new with her? Trying to find Vivian Sin. No. Marissa's Crimson Veil. No. No, we had... The woman had to tell us about it. The one we're getting the scent for. Where did she go? Vivian. Aha! Vivian greets you with a polite half smile. Had you any luck finding my scent perchance? Yes, I found it in this red veil.
Updated my journal.
Vivian's eyes light up. Oh, how simply wonderful. She takes the veil from your hands, mutters a few words over it, and returns it to you. She shakes out her crimson hair, and in moments you are surrounded by the most intense, exotic, and arousing scent you have ever had pleasure of smelling. That smells great. It does, doesn't it? And as you have done a favor for me, so I wish to perform one for you. Stand close to me, Scarlet One. You step closer to Vivian. She takes your hand, and turning it over, takes a single cautious sniff of your wrist. Phew! She wrinkles her nose. Vinegar or embalming fluid. Here, I will remove the spell from you. She mutters a few strange syllables and a light lingering sensation spreads over your skin. In moments, your chemical reek lessens substantially. There! How is that? People should be less eager to avoid conversations with you now. Man! She boosting my charisma! Are you kidding me?
You know, I've learned some new tricks.
+1 charisma. Ah, man. I started with 9 and I'm on 12 charisma now. Hey, Morte. Little bit of level to you. What about you? 12 thief points. I'll give 15 on detect traps and 5 on open doors, DMD. Alright, can we give the veil to her? Marissa. Is it in my bag? Yes. It's a beautiful crimson veil. Whatever textile is made is so light and gauzy that it's like a sheaf of pure brilliant color rather than an object of dyed coat. I brought your crimson veil. Then would you please hand it over? Of course you are.
Updated my journal.
You hold the crimson veil before you and feel her take it from your hands. Ah, yes, much better. Two shining pods of red light appear before you as she opens her eyes. So that's what you look like. Perhaps I would have been better off with my eyes shut. Sure, whatever. I'm not offended. There's nothing else to ask her. That's gonna be it, I guess. Time to ask Vivian about the girl. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? You mean Echo? She's a dear quiet. That may be part of the charm. Wait, she already told me that. Eh? But... maybe the water is the one that needs to give me the info. Does she say that is the water? Yeah, the water might know. Ah, I need to do the quest for the water. And her menu is... First Love. Member of the Society of Sensation. In the Civic Fest Hall. Alright. What about Fall from Grace?
How may I help you?
I don't think she's gonna join us for the trials yet. We need to take care of the other women. Oh wait, I have a level up on my main hero. Finding skills, 1 characteristic point. Con is going up. Huh? It didn't go to 26. Even though I upgraded it. We're capped. 25 is the cap. Wait, why do we have to pull a coin? Armor class. From the tattoo of the greater health. Man. Maybe I'll give myself 25 and I give the tattoo to someone else. Ah, but it can only be used by fighters, right? Well,
Done.
this is what it is. WhatsApp told me about this disc and it could be red. I forgot about that. The Smoran stone appears to be a religious text that the Con carries. It's made up of a series of interlocking circles. You can't figure out how to unlock the plates, however. Do you know the Con?
Endure. In enduring growth, what is your will?
There are things I would know. But I already asked him about it. Can you tell me about your teachings? Can you teach me anything of weapon craft? The Con? The Con says here, I can redirect one towards the craft of war, but I cannot advance their skill. My weapons are not of steel, but of will, and knowing of the self. If I ever need to resume the fighter profession, I'll ask. Teachings of the art, that sounds like mage. No. Travels. No. Gitzerai. Had some question about Gitzerai language. Can you teach me the ways in which you people speak? No, that the speech of the people has its foundation in history. All things are as a story to us, metaphor is a tool, and an inspiration to the strength. No, when we speak of Torik's table, we remember that Torik was noted for his hospitality and goodwill. When we speak of Selquant's heart, we recall the lecherous and cruel nature of Selquant.
Updated my journal.
That one teaches you some of the common forms of speech a wise man is said to have wrote the book of the Anarchs, while to accuse memory of treason is to remember Vilquar's eye. It is said of generous people that their cupboards are bare. Common greetings include Hail, Swordringer, and the Zerchai skin bow to you, to which one should respond, and the traveler is pleased. Dakon is skilled teacher. After his instructions, you feel capable of exchanging proper greetings with Lord Gitzerai. You seem to place special emphasis on knowing why. All things, whenever structural phrase, their existence defined by their knowing of themselves. I've already talked to him about it. And the blade. I don't know, maybe I have already used the disc. Maybe this disc is only being able to be read if you're a mage. Like, what's up? That's why he is able to read. What is this place? Art and Curio Galeria. I'm gonna go into the fest hall the last. The apothecary. Covered glass, a window is cut to resemble large gems. Cafe patron. Alwyn. That woman looks very bodacious. What the fuck? Vivian was the name of your ex. Sheesh. The tall, slender woman occasionally looks up from her cup of wine to scan the surrounding patrons and passerby. Her facial features are elegantly exotic and her eyes are brilliant golden color. Catch the light sparkling as she walks out. Greetings. She regards you carefully from over before replying. She speaks slow and carefully, avoiding direct eye contact with you. I, Elwyn, return your greetings. Are you looking for someone? She nods staringly wistfully into her cup of wine. Nemel is her name. A friend of mine. Elwyn's... I, Elwyn, worry for her in this place and wonder why she hasn't come to meet me. Elwyn yet. I could help find you or your friend.
Updated my journal.
You would do this. She walks up from the cup, smiling, and you're suddenly overcome with a sense of hope and joyous gratitude. Seeing you tense up, she covers her mouth and averts her eyes once more, and the feelings fade to nothing. I, Elwyn, thank you. What was that? What was what, kind stranger? She bites her lower lip. I, Elwyn, know not of which you speak. Very well, what does the male look like? She appears as I, Elwyn, do, but with the raven hair and eyes of bright violet. I'll tell her you're waiting for her. Looks like a place where drinks might be served. This finely attired woman is relaxing here, enjoying the outside air while stripping at the beverage purchased from the nearby cafe. Her eyes widen slightly as she takes your appearance in. She smiles uneasily. Ha, greetings to... Suddenly her eyes are light on Morte. Oh, what a cute little mimir. I wouldn't touch him, he bites. Hey, I'm just trying to have some fun here, chief. The woman smiles. How darling, it talks on its own. Morte waggles his eyebrows and begins to float towards the woman. That's not all I... That's enough, Morte. Yeah, fine. Morte rolls his eyes and starts to mumble. Sheesh, I might as well be dead. Morte is horny, man. What is this place? She looks at you if you were joking and realize you're not given an embarrassed laugh. Gives an embarrassed laugh. This is the clerk's ward you are in, sir. What can you tell me about the ward? No. True. What is of interest here? The Civic Festival, of course, and the Art of Curio Galeria as well. Other places of interest might be the Advocate's Home, the Apothecary, the Brothel, and the Catacombs beneath the ward, and the Tower. Where can I find work here? You seek only temporary work, correct? You don't seem the sort to be settling here. Settling. She pauses for a second, holding you over. So I would seek work at the Advocate's Home, the Apothecary, or the Civic Festival. They are doubtless some odd ass that need handling. Alright then. Barkeeper. Smiling man nods cheerfully at you as you approach. Welcome to my cafe, good sir. What may I serve you? Some wine, perhaps? No, but I had some questions. The man gives you a helpless sort of look. Humblest apologies, sir, but I make it a policy to serve drinks and nothing more. You shall have to look elsewhere for conversation, I'm afraid. Are you certain you wouldn't like a drink? Or some bread and cheese, perhaps? Bread and cheese? Sounds pretty cool, actually. There's nothing inside this place besides an aspiring sensei artist. This attractive pale forest girl smiles at you, motioning towards a book full of charcoal sketches. Greetings and well met, good sir. My name is Ulana. I'm an artist by trade and would gladly make a fine sketch of you for but 5 coppers common. I can make a serious sketch if you like, or a caricature. No thanks. She smiles, but somewhat sadly. Farewell then. Please do not hesitate to return should you change your mind. Why does her name sound familiar? Apothecary. Welcome to Peso Skim's Apothecary. The shelves are littered with containers holding various powders, liquids, shavings, and the like. Most are unlabeled. Cabinet shelves are littered with containers holding various powders, liquids, and...
Done.
You see a wall-eyed fellow whose skin seems to writhe and ripple across his entire body. He's smacking his chapped lips with a blotched tongue. As you watch, his right eye moves independently of the left, focusing on you. A second later, the left one flicks to look your way, then reverts to its original position. The right eye blinks. A strange gurgling comes from his throat. The man gives a lopsided grin and points at himself with his right thumb. Peso, I'm called the alchemist. He points at himself again, and this time with his left index finger. The name's Kiln. Need you something? It sounds like there's two people inside of one. Are you alright? I am. His throat convulses for a moment, then relaxes. A large green glowing pustule suddenly bursts from the side of his neck. Something you needed then, sir. His throat clenches again, and a wave of quivering flesh swallows and blistering green pustule back beneath the skin of his throat. He coughs violently for a moment, then seems to relax. Well, may I ask what happened to you? The left eye rolls onward in an expiration, upward. The right eye looks askance. Too much to drink. Too much of what, though? Potions I drank. Too many potions. His mouth slides down beneath his chin and his left nostril forms another one. The most I ever drank, that's for certain. Of polymorphing. They were in limbo. Anything I could do to help? The man's eyes turn inwards to look at each other, then back to you. Dunno. He shudders, the mouth below his chin moves up to envelop the one of his nostrils formed. This sort of thing happens quite often. We can't seem to help but simple the stock. If you find a way to help, the two of us would be grateful, sir. Half of his mouth curled downwards into a frown. He shakes his head. Work in the stockroom all day, I do. He shudders violently suddenly. A eye opens, pops open over the bridge of his nose. The left one shifts sideways as the new eye takes its place. I speak only of the store, sir. That said, the skin of his face seems to eat the new eye, and the left one returns to its old location. The old engineer in the foundry tells me I need to get a sample of my blood and skin for his machine to work. I need you to do that for me. A scrapping. Very well. His right hand takes up a razor blade. His left, a wide-mounted bottle. He removes a small section of skin from your forearm, placing it into the bottle along with a small quantity of your blood. He then places some gauze over your wound and hands you the bottle. You need anything more, sir? He sells stuff. Charms. I don't need any of those besides the heals. And anything that we can sell him here? Probably not. So I have the Dream Vial. Was for the Dream Builder machine. We might need to return for that.
I'm gone.
Unprovoked, that was wholly undeserved. What had out this all? Nonsense. An attack that was done out, thou sick to deny it. A foul thou art angered over nothing. The one on the left is quite good, no? Fool, why? Foolish only for suffering thy miserable company. Yeah, I feel the other fellow's the finer actor. That's all then. Draw thy blade. You would not know acting were it to bite you upon the arse. I shall, so that thou might taste of it. Oppa. Thou dost strike like a sickly child. And thou like a gutless oaf. Wait, why do we fight? Yes, let us stop this nonsense. Good, good. I would hate to see our friendship come to this. Thou art correct indeed. The one on the left is quite good. Now perhaps our friendship will be a bit more stable. Looks suspicious, eh? Were it not for thy temper? Temper? What might thy deeds be? Come now, surely thou must admit that thy temper is a bit, well... To do that, good Derek, I say lie. Lie! And lie once more to thee! Or is it fi? I've never heard of the word fi. Unprovoked that was! Holy undeserved! The Galeria.
Done.
Hello? A spinny boy.
I'm gone.
Yeah, good as done.
Can we click on that? Several shards of black crystal or ice swirl within the freezing wind that this ornate pedestal gives forth. Each shard looks razor sharp. Touching or grabbing one could be perilous. A placard on the pedestal reads, Dark Birds of Ocanthus. I have all the stamina. Nah, we shouldn't do that. It's art.
Done.
This painting depicts a shore scene with a white, reddish, orange sun setting behind a peninsula of large jetty. The scene, though unoriginal, is breathtaking. The play of the fading daylight across the water is captured perfectly, but staring at the painted sun for any length of time makes your eyes arch. A placard reads, Surface of Tawaja. We're not gonna touch that. It's the Matrix! Opa! The hundreds of chips of translucent green glass which make up the stained glass window don't appear to be held together by anything, but rather remain free-floating and mysteriously suspended within the iron frame's boundaries. The shards ripple and move in slow waves, causing bizarre patterns to fluctuate across the window surface as various portions of it refract the Galeria's light in different directions. A small placard beside the window reads, Arcadian stained glass window. This painting shows an enormous granite keep, a hideous thing, long and low, covered in leering gargoyles, suspended in what looks to be the night sky. A cloud of crimson and violent vapors whirl in the background, along the right side of the painting, the library. Painting is a dark cityscape, a faraway view of some giant center of civilization being burned to the ground. The streets of the place are empty, however, absent of soldiers, refugees, and even corpses. The folly of Udo. This looks to be a subterranean landscape, a massive cavern interior filled with colorful, faintly luminescent, gigantic fungi. Veil beneath Klangedin. This is a portrait of a grotesque hook-nosed old crone. I can see it. The hag's flesh is sickly blue-gray color. Her eyes glow red like embers of dying fire. Her chin, long and sharp, juts forward. In the extreme underbite, two yellowed canines protrude upwards from her lower jaw, like small tusks. The smile upon her withered purplish lips speak of a horrible secret. Grey Hag of Oinos. As you begin to turn away from the painting, something draws your attention. A strange tingling sensation arises in the back of your mind, a memory beginning to surface. Opa! You recall standing confused in a maze of briars. The hideous crone from the painting is before you, cackling wildly. You grit your teeth in frustration, wondering why she's laughing at you. My poor dear lovely man thing! Why, that was your first wish! She points a single bony quote finger at your forehead. Your temples begin to throb painfully and you can remember nothing more. Wow! So that story did happen. I asked the hag to forget everything. Then I told her as my second wish to remember everything. And then as my third wish to forget again. Or something like that. The statue looks like it's about to make some angry proclamation. The sculptor has captured the essence of fury magnificently. The chiseled tension, lines around the neck and forehead alone must have taken many long months to get correct. Fine cracks run over the entire statue and there is a plaque attached to its base. The plague reads, the statue is believed to be the final fate of the Intercerian Sorcerer Gang Royhydon. Gank Roygidon. Attached by a conclave of rival sorcerers at the height of his dream madness, he was imprisoned with a spell that turned his flesh into stone. Gangrongedon is said to have been frozen with a final awful curse still upon his lips, a curse so terrible that it was never meant to be spoken by the lips of living men. Examine the cracks. You carefully examine the cracks that run like a network of fine black veins along the statue's surface. At one point near the inner arm is a section where an entire splinter of stone looks ready to come off. I don't think we should touch that. As curious as I am. The surface of this painting, a wild collage of vivid colors, ripples constantly as if were the surface of a pond during a light rain. A placard reads, Wave Motion Study, number 7. No, I didn't want to touch it, man. You place your palm against the canvas, you cannot feel the ripples themselves, though it's cool. Linking sensation passes through your hand. I have made a big mistake. Ruby statue. A brilliant ruby statue stands on this pedestal carved into the image of a winged humanoid. The figure is either demonic or angelic in nature, but it's difficult to tell which because it refracts the light in the Galeria stranger. There is no placard indicating what exactly the statue is. A massive horn of beaten lead, wound with brazen chains. The horn is horribly mangled as if some tremendous force had crushed it. Jagged blades protrude along its length, almost as if they were meant to be used as club by some gigantic creature as well as a battle horn. Cleansing horn of Acheron. I'm not gonna blow the horn. A painting of tall black cliffs against the blood-red sky. There looks to be a figure hiding among the crags of the cliffs, but whoever you squint at the painting to try and make them out, the images fade into nothing. The outline raiders. The painting, an abstract work of greens and purples, rides and triples as it's watched. Closer examination reveals that the actual painted image is changing rather than the canvas itself. Moment's glance from the walls of Mochma. This painting shows what it looks to be an infinitely long stream of bilious green gas stretching off into the darkness. The horizon of a blasted rocky plain can be seen in the lower right-hand corner of the painting. One is given the impression that the head of the green cloud is rearing to strike down upon it. Hazot at the consumption of Nagar. Ivana. Before you is a well-dressed elder woman as a gown of peach-colored and golden thread. She stands quietly, her hands folded together primly, and nods in your direction. It is then that you notice that she has no pupils. Her eyes are entirely white. Greetings, sir. I'm Ivana. Welcome to my Galeria. Feel free to walk about, spending as much time here as you like. Should you have questions regarding any of the pieces, do not hesitate to ask me of them. One moment, sir. Your voice. It is heavy with age and wounds. Would you be so kind as to permit me to touch your face? Go ahead. Ivana smiles gently, running her old hands over the skin of your face. She frowns, looking slightly puzzled. So many scars, both old and new. They seem to... She touches the side of your throat, flushing, then pulls away. Pardon me, sir. I was curious to see how far they went. It's fine in there everywhere. My whole body is scarred. Can you see, Ivana? I cannot see, but only because I do not wish to. In time, I will allow my vision to return so that I can re-experience the contents of my Galeria with the benefit of new fresh eyes. Huh. You look familiar to me. Do you know someone named Eves? That is my daughter. For a moment there is a hint of sadness in the milky whiteness of her eyes. We no longer speak to one another. Why is that? There is nothing to be said between us. She has gone off in pursuit of stories, all for reasons I'm unaware of. She told me a tale that might answer that question. Ivana raises her eyebrows. Oh, tell me, would you please? I'd most appreciate it, sir. Tell her the tale chaser story and of her endless quest for the tale that holds the truth she seeks. Ivana nods slowly. I had no idea. I will see her now. I thank you, good sir, for bringing me this news of my only daughter. As she speaks, color slowly bleeds into her pale irises until her eyes are a brilliant shade of green. Your eyes? Can you see now, Ivana? She nods, smiling. I had a question about one of the pieces. The Arcadian stained glass window. A stained glass window found hovering on the third layer of Arcadia 32 years ago, foretelling a scene that had yet to occur. When the event came to pass, the images faded to leave what you saw behind. It is believed to have captured both the light and the darkness from the orb of night and the day of Arcadia. They slowly elicit, creating a brief but slow fade of dawning and dusk, but only within the glass itself. Orb of night and day, Arcadia? Arcadia is a plane of peaceful order, also known as the land of perfect good. The orb of night and day is a sphere set into the top of Arcadia's highest peak. Each half emits either light or darkness. The turning of the orb gives Arcadia its day and night. The battle horn of Acheron. The cleansing horn. A horn of beaded lead metal drawn directly from the cube of Acheron. It is said that the cleansing horn last sounded where the companies of the Jackal and the Gougedeye clans met for their battle at the disputed lands. Legend tells that this horn's power was used near the battle's end to draw the floating cubes together, crushing the arousing company of the Jackal before it could escape. Cubes Acheron? Acheron is a plane of harshly enforced order, where conformity is more important than good. It is composed of gigantic metallic cubes, which float through the endless void. Many cubes are large enough that cities or entire kingdoms have been built upon their faces. Damn. The Realm of Order, that's kinda cool. The Dark Birds of Ocanthus.
Updated my journal.
All of them are chipped from the great magical sheet of black, infinite eyes that rest in the black belly of the plane of Ocanthus. Ivana pauses, tapping her chin. It is said that this sheet of ice is the final destination of the river Styx, and that the recollections of all that have plunged into the Styx memory-destroying waters still lie frozen within the ice. If the waters of the Styx destroy most memories, would this ice from Ocanthus do the same? I could only assume so, yes. The Ruby Statuette. The piece was found in the cathedral in the fertile fields of Elysium, on the first layer, Amoria the Untroubled, where it bordered the river Oceanus. The name of the piece is not known, but the skill and craftsmanship are believed to be one of the most striking examples of gem crafting in the plains. The mere way in which the piece captures, distills, and enhances the light through the facets is part of its breathtaking wonder. It seems to bring to light the possible ideological connection between even the most evil and the purest beings in the multiverse. Fascinating. The statue of a screaming man. The statue is believed to be the final fate of the Etersyrian sorcerer Gangroigidon, attacked by a conclave of rival sorcerers at the height of his dream madness. He was imprisoned with a spell that turned his flesh into stone. Gangroigidon is said to have been frozen with a final awful curse still upon his lips, a curse so terrible that it was never meant to be spoken by the lips of a living man. It is said that the fury of the curse was enough to blister the flesh from the bones of those that heard it, and that it could even shatter the stones themselves. Oh, there's more. Outrun Raiders. An interesting piece, yes. The painter managed a most interesting effect with the forms in the cliff's shadows. The woman who brought me this piece told me that she found it in an abandoned camp on the Outlands. The original painter was never found. Presumably they were slain by the same raiders whose image they captured in the painting. Hazazot. This painting is a copy from the wall of one of the gatehouses, Sigil's Warges Asylum cell walls. All the occupants could speak was Hazazot has consumed Nagar. Hazazot has consumed Nagar. A bit frightening, I think, but a fine painting nonetheless. Tawazia is the sea in which the river Oceanus, which winds most all of the plain of Elysium, begins and ends. The piece was painted by one of the main island's inhabitants. The library. I know very little about this piece. It simply arrived on the doorstep of my Galeria one day, swathed in black cloth and labeled from the Citadel. One knowledgeable patron hypothesized that it might be some great sorceress's fortress suspended within the demiplane of their own creation. The Folio of Udo. The painting illustrates one of the legends of the Prime World, Goha. Udo was a wizard king of such skill and power that he set to casting a spell that would turn himself into a power and the people of his great nation into divine servants. With the spell's completion, lightning crashed down around Udo's palace, setting it ablaze, and before the thunder had died away, the city was empty, not a living thing to be found. Over 70,000 people vanished without a trace in a heartbeat. No one knows the fate of Udo or his people. Veil beneath Klangeden. Bulldog Stonenose sold this painting to me. It is of the field beneath Mount Klangedon, the home of the dwarf Sinheriar, spirits of the upper planes who serve as guardians of warriors in the plain of Arcadia. Grey Hag of Oinos. This is said to be the portrait of Ravel Puzzlewell, very likely the most evil hag ever to have terrorized the Grey Waste and beyond. Why do you know of Ravel Puzzlewell? She is a night hag, one of the eldest Grey Sisters of the Wastes, who came to Sigil many centuries ago to pursue arcane experiments. It was believed that the experiments were against the lady's will, and the Ravel was thus banished from Sigil, imprisoned within one of the lady's mazes on the Eternal, where her body rests to this very day. Ravel was said to have been a master at riddles and puzzles, but was believed that one question in particular, was said to have plagued the ancient knight's hag. What can change the nature of a man? She issued a challenge to any who were interested. She promised to instruct any who come to her in her craft, if they could only answer the question to her satisfaction. If they could not, they consented to be her next meal. Many died covering Ravel's teachings, and it is believed that until her final hours in Sigil, Ravel never discovered the answer to her question. Ravel's crime was believed to be some means of trying to shatter the cage, trying to crack open Sigil itself for some unknown reason. This is all I know. That's all I knew already anyway. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be that. We're not gonna touch any other stuff. This thing though. An animated bloody iron chain coiling and uncoiling upon itself. The chain itself seemed to be bent and weaved like the spine of a snake. A small placard reads, a Chiron's animate chain from Jingling Hitter. I'm actually gonna touch this chain because I had a memory of it. The chain is slightly warm to the touch, as if they were alive. You notice the various barbs, tiny hooks, needles, and other small sharp bits are welded along the chain's length. Well, Lady Ivana didn't tell me that there is a rule to not touch things, so I'm now gonna touch all the arts and experience them. You place your hand upon the painting as you had suspected, and it's not that the canvas is physically moving, but the painted image itself is changing. Actually, let me see. What is this place? Why, this is my Galeria of the Plains. These pieces have been brought from far and wide. Some I sell, some I keep, or I display at one time or another. Please enjoy them, and again, should you have questions regarding the pieces, do not hesitate to ask. Interest of here. Nothing. Find work here. Nothing. Need directions? No. Let's ask about the anime chain. The chain comes from the city of Jingling Hither, the city of chains that hangs on Minauros, third layer of Bator. The chain there are the finest in the multiverse, but the inhabitants of Jangling Hither are malicious and cruel, using the chains as living weapons against all that enter the city and violate their walls. Heathens move about the city of chains as spiders upon webs, adorning chains woven tightly around their bodies. Heathens possess a power known as the gift of chains, which allows them to manipulate chains with their minds. It is believed that my Galeria's chains was animated during a battle in which the Kiton controlling it was slain with a cursed hammer. It's the essence that passing into the chain itself. It's life essence. Wave motion study number 7. A young man whose name I do not know sold me this place. It was one of the several he had, but the others already had owners, or so he said. I would so like to possess the entire collection, but alas, enough seems some things are not meant to be. Moments glance from the walls of Mochma. Mochma is a Gitzerai fortress which floats in the plains of Limbo. The moment's glance was painted by the Chaos Coward Dai, who remembers everything she sees with perfect clarity when she is not stricken with madness. Does the Kong have anything to say about this?
What is your will?
No. I no rules against touching. Time to touch everything. Touch one. As you reach out to touch one of the whirlwind shards, your finger enters an icy wind that rises from the pedestal. Instantly, a cloud of numbling frost forms around your finger, causing you to momentarily draw back. Place your finger back in and touch one. You thrust your finger into the frigid mumbling wind. Unbeknownst to you, your forefinger freezes solid. As one of the black shards spins into you, your fingertip breaks off with a sharp crack and goes skittering across the Galeria floor. The icy dark braids remain in their whirling orbit as you wait for your fingertip to grow back. Hope no one saw any of that. Oh, I didn't see this picture. A set of 4 paintings which portray an empty beach in the dead of night. The air around the painting smells faintly of brine, and the painted sea seems to ebb and flow across the darkened shore. A placard reads, Karasutran Shoreline. Sniff. The surface of the painting smells strongly of sea air. Touch. You place your hand on the painting, not knowing quite what to expect, but it's merely the texture of painted canvas. What can you tell me about this one, Ivana? The Karasutran Shoreline. Karasutra is a lair of the Beastlands, which is perpetually shrouded in night, filled with all manner of animals that stalk their prey in the darkness. A painter who had fallen in love with a catwort and followed her to her homeland gave the painting to me. Never did reveal to me the secrets of their construction. Oddly enough, there is nothing unusual about the surface of the painting. You reach out to touch the undulating glass shards, but find you cannot do so. Your hand stops just short of the surface of the glass. Punch. You succeed only in bruising your knuckles. The glass may as well be sheet iron. Yeah. Punching would be a bit unrighteous, but we're a truth seeker. And if something goes wrong, I guess I'll pay for the damages. Nothing I can do with a hag. You place your palm against the canvas, you cannot feel the ripples themselves, though a cool tingling sensation pulses through your hand at first contact. I'm gonna leave the statue for last because I have a feeling something bad is gonna happen. Put your head against the wall and try to blow the horn. Try as you might, you cannot get no sound to issue from the massive horn. Your lips come away from the mouthpiece, tasting of blood, smoke, and metal. Here it comes. Examine the cracks. Break the piece off. You reach for the section of the forearm where the cracks have formed. Grip it firmly and yank to no avail. You need a hammer to break the stone, and a small one. The limited space between the statue arms and body means a large one. One suitable for combat, for instance. Won't work. But I have a hammer for blacksmithing, and I have a poor quality sledgehammer that I crafted. Does that mean something can be done here, or? Small hammer. Okay.
Done.
Those wrought iron bars seem to serve as decoration more than security measures. The advocate's home.
You just put him on white guy. I know about that, right?
Barkeeper. Wow, now that's the stuff. Smiling man knows chief as you approach. Welcome to my cafe, good sir. What might I save you? Some wine, perhaps? Questions? No. Alright. And so another 20 reasons why there should be a 14th war magistrate. Should be a 14th war magistrator. Huh? Huh?
All right.
Hello? The beautiful, sedative Leviathan prostitute is a far cry from those you saw in the hive. She smells of expensive perfumes, and the lines of her face are subtly accentuated with lightly painted lines of soft, warm colors. She smiles as you approach her and curtsies gracefully. Greetings, good sir. Seeking to quench a lust Mistress Gray's brothel cannot satisfy her? No. She puts her finger to your lips to hush you. There is but a single question I answer, good sir, and the answer is this. Yes, for only 500 coins. No thanks. A pity. Pleasure return should you have a change of heart, good sir. I'll be eagerly awaiting you. Farewell. Say there, chief. What do you say? How about spotting old Morty a bigger jink? It's been more than a while, you know. Hell no.
Done.
Horny bony.
I know about that, right?
Nemele, I had to find this woman for something. This tall, slender woman, sipping wine from a small ceramic cup, appears to be looking for someone. Oh yeah, the woman on the other cafe. Her facial feature is elegantly exotic. The woman's ears, though partially covered by her long hair, can be seen to come to sharp points. The woman turns to face you, violet eyes flashing like flawless chips of amethyst. Her speech is as music. You can hear a faint musical tinkling, 100 tiny crystal bells as she speaks. Each word lingers in your ear as if they're unwilling to relinquish the exquisite sound. Oh boy. Nemeo turned to face the scarred dour stranger. She asked what she wished of her. Wow! Pah! Anna sneers at Morte. Stop your drooling, you leering scout. My, what a hot-blooded little chit. Starve for attention. I could drool over you too, if you're just jealous. Morte starts holding towards Anna, making weight, slavering noises. What? This guy is horny as hell. Get a hair's breadth closer, Scout, and I'll see to it that none one of your chattering teeth lies within 100 paces of another. Morty stops abruptly, turning away while muttering unintelligibly. You're Nemel. I was told you know the command word for the decanter. Oh! I even forgot about that. Do you now? The woman makes no move to touch or examine the decanter, but only speaks. Nemeo took it from the stranger, turning it in her hands. Had she seen its like before, she thought? Perhaps yes, she remembered now. She returned the decanter, whispering into his ear as she did so.
Updated my journal.
You realize you know the word now. Nyoden Nosage. Though you're certain the woman never whispered to you, but merely said she did. She blinks at you. Would the stranger leave her now, satisfied with what she told him? No, not yet. Your friend Elwyn is looking for you.
Updated my journal.
Nemel's lips form a perfect smile. An infectious happiness radiates from her, clinging to you like a sweet-smelling warmth. Nemele was overjoyed to hear of her friend. Was ailing close by? She's in another cafe east of here, across the part of the world. Nemele thanked the man for his wondrous news. Soon she would go to visit her oldest friend, Elwyn. Now, though, she would reward the stranger. Sure. I've did a lot of good. I could use a reward. Freely offered. Wait. She would draw the stranger close, laying her hand upon his chest and kissing the pale leathery skin on his cheek. Life would flow into him, invigorating him. This then was to be his reward. Wait. Max HP permanently plus 3. Damn. As you wait, there is a light tingling sensation upon your cheek and chest. The feeling spreads across the whole of your body and you begin to feel stronger, more animated. Thanks. Nemele listened to the stranger's questions, but I could answer none. He would have to seek his answers elsewhere. But I haven't even asked. Nemele smiles at you, slowly shaking her head, your face reflected in her shimmering eyes. Frustrated, confused, he at last gave up. It was clear this woman possessed no more knowledge that was of use to him. Or if she did, she could not be persuaded to share it. What? No, just let me ask you something. You open your mouth but no words come out. Try as you might, you cannot question her. Nemel shakes her head sadly. Now we're complete. Yeah, we have Giga HP. Damn.
I'm gone.
What if the other woman on the other cafe also wants to reward me? Damn.
A sweet smell of sensates and governors.
Elwyn claps her hand together and bows her head to you in thanks. Tears of joy falling from her golden eyes just as your own eyes begin to water. She wipes away her tears and smiles, causing a wave of intense pleasure to wash over your entire body. Elwyn thanked the stranger. She had been reunited with her dearest friend, Nemeo. It was my pleasure. She nods and looks down again, the feelings her smile evoked fading away into pleasant memories. I, Elwyn, would tell you something now, stranger. Yes.
updated my
Go
journal.
on. The name I, Elwin, chose for you, stranger, is not so fitting. You and I, Elwin, have met before. In the fest hall. In a place you could not have been where you are not a sensei yourself. Whether you recall or not, unless you betrayed the Society of Sensation at some point, you are a sensei. I see, tell me more. You and I, Elwin, have met on 2 different occasions. The first was no less than 2 centuries past. The last more recently, perhaps no more than 50 years ago. That's quite a long time. My Elwin's people are extremely long-lived. Forget for one. She sighs unhappily, causing a chill to descend over you. You seemed a different man then, less grim, less scarred, so eager to see all the multiverse had to offer. You courted me, Elwin. Then it was nearly taken as a lover, but then you disappeared. Where did I go? I, Elwin, was told you had been slain, murdered. She looks up for a moment to peer cautiously into your eyes. I made you only once more after that. Did I remember you then? No. She shakes her head sadly, then touches her throat. No, you did not. You lashed out at me, Elwin, made us slay me. Screamed how I, Elwin, could not fool you, would not ensnare and murder you. What happened? We had met in one of the northern towers of the fest hall, on the 7th floor. Before you could choke the life from me, I, Elwin, used my powers to bade you leap from a window to your death. When I, Elwin, finally went in search of your broken body, you had already gone. You did what? That is the whole of my Elwin's tale for you. We were not strangers once, but have now become so. Farewell, stranger, and may fortune walk with you in your travels. Damn. What is this building right here? The Curiosity Shoppe. A certain looking building, to say the least. A curious looking building, to say the least.
I'm gone.
Lazy scribe. The man gives a sheepish smile and half bow at your approach. For a moment I thought you were one of my employees' men when you walked in. Was I ever live to see you or not? Why are you here? I could not stand my work at the Records Sub-Hall 7 for another moment, so I dared off. Had I only gone home, my employer would have sent a messenger that tyrant. That is why I'm hiding here, of course. I intend to lounge about for a bit longer before returning to my cramped little desk.
Done.
A performance artist. This man's face has been painted white. A pair of arched eyebrows has been penciled into his brow, and red powder has been used to make small circles on his cheeks and accentuate his lips. He says something, but you can't hear him. His hands are pressed up against what looks to be an invisible wall. It's a mime. Well, I can't hear you. He hangs his head soundlessly and shrugs. He then steps back a bit, waves farewell to you, and begins to pantomime various actions, pulling on a rope, walking downstairs, and so on. See if I can touch him. You reach out to touch the man, but your hand is stayed by some unseen force. The performer answer appears to be trapped in some sort of invisible box of cage. Sussy. Find him the linguist's home. Now let's check this place first.
All right.
Yes, Mistress Vrishchika. Don't forget to do the Standish. Yes, Mistress Vrishchika. A set of unused forge tools, though the handle looked to be made of carved bone, they are heavier than iron. Shelves full of mugs, plates, books, decanters, and holders, and other bric-a-brac. Most are strange metals of minerals, and many of the books appear to be bound. The swords are beautiful work with delicate engravings and inscriptions. They are merely decorative, however, unusable in combat. A massive battle standard, it looks like it's made of some scaled creature's hide. Its size up faint memories. You may not have seen this particular one before, but others like it perhaps. Several very large teeth, a dozen small ones stacked on a shelf above them. Three orbs will resemble nothing so much as a large covered pearls. They tremble slightly as you touch and give a faint warmth. Empty book holder. Holding a set of invisible books. Leather apron. This looks like a heavy apron. Oh, no, remember that. What about the decanter of endless water with command word? This is ordinary looking stop flask. Command word of this item needed so and you're confident you can put out most any fire. Can only be used in dialogue stuff. Alright then. Let's talk to Standish first. This downtrodden little man scurries about the curiosity shop, dusting, cataloging, and moving things about for the place's proprietress. You notice he smells faintly of onions. He glances up at you nervously as you approach him. Please, sir, I cannot speak with you. I've work to do and my mistress simply won't allow it. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't. Please leave me be before my mistress notices me talking to you. Your mistress? The little man nods. Yes, Mistress Vrishchika. I am Standish, her servant, her slave. I committed a crime and I was sentenced to slavery, then purchased in the war world like many of her slaves, most of whom she keeps at her manor. Now please, I beg of you, leave me be or she'll become angered and beat me unmercifully.
Done.
The sharp featured woman's appearance is attractive though somewhat disturbing. With her blue-black skin and bright yellow eyes, as she examines you, a small pair of bat-like wings unfolds from her back, then seems to scuttle back into her skin. Looks like, what was that woman from X-Men? Mystique. But I think she might be a succubus. Well, a floating, discombodied, prevaricating skull. Prevaricating? What does that word even mean? Speak of an act in an ambiguous or evasive way to conceal the truth or avoiding committing oneself.
Prevaricate.
Prevaricate. She narrows her eyes. You're the scarred man who has been going around asking all the questions. She looks you up and down. You sure what was? Did you want to come in and or are you just casing the place because you have nothing better to do? Because Vrishika can help you. How can you help me? I travel and trade extensively. I hear a great deal. I purchase a great deal. And I own a great deal. Perhaps I can make you a great deal. Is there anything that you desire? Is this Trump's wife? Only answers to some questions. I'll entertain any questions about the merchandise, but I'm not going to be drawn into one of your famous 20 questions about anything around the spar. Understood? What are you, Vrishika? Vrishika sighs wildly. An Allofiend, a half-demon. My mother was a Tanari, a fiend, and my father a great king of mortals. Such a rude question, but then you're a rather rude-looking yourself, aren't you? What did you mean by calling Morte prevaricating? Prevaricating, misrepresenting, perjuring, dissimulating, lying. Oh, did I say that? And mean a floating, disembodied, pontificating skull, as in dogmatic, always stating an opinion in self-important manner. Tell me about this place at least. What you see within the shop is a result of much trading and traveling across the plains. She makes a sweeping gesture at the shop. Weapons, charms, and other specialty items are for sale here as well. Everything that is rare and so exquisite fills the emporium. Your needs, I sate them. Let's see the merchandise. Weapons and charms. Alright. Opa! +1 constitution to Waffle Wood characters. I'm already capped though. Can we sell something? I kinda don't wanna put any other points into stamina in case I get from somewhere as a reward. Divine Sensor. Raise that. Tida the Far Drake. Sheesh, that's a big Morty item. Special 3/8 fire, immune to fire. Fists. Usable only by Morty. These teeth look more like lumps of charred bones than actual teeth. Although their origin is unknown, it can be deduced that they were taken from fire-breathing creature. Using the thing grants the wearer certain benefits normally possessed by such creature. Magnifying lens. Is that an eye item? Plus 10 war, but minus 2 to damage. Taco minus 2. Usable only by Modrons. The snap-on lens is good for examining things up close, but makes poor for lightning scope. Can we hire a Modron as a companion or something? Lens of Inherent Viciousness. Again by Modrons again. Plus 2 damage, plus 2 with missile weapons. You have a strange feeling it's looking at you, sometimes sizing you up. Dreadbond. Immunity to panic, plus 1 to strength. Usable only by fighters and living creatures. Legends say this is a bracelet was created by Nasek the Sadistic. Tiny razor-sharp spikes cover the entire surface of this item, injecting small amount of rare reagents into the bloodstream of the user. The effect of these chemicals cause the user to feel a constant adrenaline rush of strength. This actually looks like a very strong item for me, because I already panicked during the Necromancer fight in the Mausoleum. I think I might buy, but let's see what else we have. Spider Bracelet. Plus 2 resist, 25 resistance to all normal attacks, plus 10 base hit points, minus 1 to intelligence and wisdom. But only usable by thieves. No, man. Actually, the living spider, not jewelry. Ashes of the Pendulum. Pabulum. Summon Strevons. Only usable by mages. Not usable by mages, usable only by the nameless one. These ashes are all the remains of a school of illusionists called Pabulum. According to their expedition logs, they traveled to the plane of Shell in search of the lost works of the Fosterer, a powerful sorcerer who once ruled the empire where the plane of Shell now lies. The knave illusionists were successful and they stumbled across one of his works, a hive of vicious creatures called the Trevons. The remains of the mages were found days later by 2 Bariwar scouts and were burned over a pyre as a symbol of their fallen. To unlock the power of these ashes, one only needs to stir them with the index finger of the left hand, then sprinkle a pinch of ashes into the air in a circular pattern. The smell of the remains of these dead mages is said to cause a Trevor to appear to serve the user. No one knows where the Trevors originate from, but they seem to combine the worst characteristics of demons and insects. They seem to bear an insane hatred for mages, but the reason for it is unknown. Heart of the Fosterer. Usable only by evil and neutral characters. Summons a Sochmin. The strange object is said to be the heart of the Fosterer. According to legend, the Fosterer was a sorcerer who built the empire upon the plane of Shell many centuries ago. He was rumored to have 3,333 hearts, and each of them carried in a different evil he had committed in his lifetime. One of the evils he committed was the discovery of how to summon the Sochmien and bind them to his will. It is said that the Fosterer was carried away by these beasts after he invoked them against some ancient foe, leaving only his hearts behind. According to planar scholars, the Sochmien are fiendish horses, said to have been born from the blood of the last of the nightmare wards. They are not so much flesh and blood as an abstract given substance. They come to anyone who seeks revenge and bind themselves to them. They were born from a great treachery of the gloom meat, the time when the fiends gather to speak to others of their kind. The nightmares ride the skies to gather the fiends to this meeting, acting as messengers. While the fiends saw the nightmares are helpful, convenient allies, they had grown tired of bartering with the last of the nightmare wards for his consent to use them. So the fiends called the gloom meat only for the purpose of killing. They lured the nightmare ward there to kill him, and when he arrived, the fiends set upon him. He besieged the other nightmares for aid, but they only watched their eyes aflame as their world was attacked. The fiends tried to put him in the dead book. They scattered the earth with caltrops covered with the foulest poisons in the hells, hurled barbed cold iron spears a league wide into him, and when he tried to take to the air to escape, they turned the sky alight with magic, blinding his eyes white. They struck at him with everything in their hateful arsenal, but no matter what they struck him with, he was too proud to die. They hounded him to the edge of the Outlands, firing their cruel arrows and spears into him until he staggered into the hinterland mist and died there. Also, it is said that as the nightmare ward stumbled into the mist of the hinterlands, his dark blood left a steaming trail across the landscape. Wherever his blood fell, the Outland itself cried out, wailing like a banshee, uttering in cries the nightmare ward would not. Less than a year later, the Sochmien rode from the hinterland, seeking out the nightmares and fiends where they could find them. Their cries were the same as had risen from the blood wounds of the Outlands, and their minds were focused solely on revenge. It is said that gripping the heart of the Sochmien and wishing harm upon another will cause them to appear. The Sochmien will answer the user's call and then fade into the mist from which they came. Sounds like a very unrighteous item. Sheesh. Let's buy a dream bond. That goes into this SWAT, which I had embalming thing, a wrist SWAT. Now I get +1 strength. And it's good to have immune to panic because I think I have the stat of panic that is pretty low. Wait, why do I have 20 strength? And not 19? Armor class. Armor class. Huh. +1 to work. Huh? Why is my strength 19? I don't remember putting a point in there. Well, I don't know. Oh, he had one of these already. I keep forgetting I have this item. I can use free healing with it. But maybe it's a one-time thing? When cast, the target gains temporary hit points and temporary bonus AC. The extra hit points will heal the target if he is less than max. For half an hour. Alright, I'll keep the rest of the gold. What are your exotic items? If you see nothing you like there are more items towards the front and the back of the store as well. Examine the fiend's tongue. You examine what appears to be a tongue floating in a jar of brine. Brishka frowns at it. This is a fiend's tongue. A Kernigan's, I think, but who really knows? It is said that placed into the mouth of any living thing, it will give the ability of speech, even when there was none before. I'm selling this oddity for only 66 copper, should you want it. That actually sounds pretty good. But I don't think I wanna put demon things inside my mouth. Gorgon Salve. You examine a bottle labeled as Gorgon Salve. Rishika holds it up for you. I traded for this with some sword-slinging prime worlder. Perseus. Wait, what? Isn't that actually a mythology guy? Yeah, Greek hero. Founder of the Perseid dynasty, he was alongside Cadmus and what was Perseus the god of? He's not a god but a demigod or a half god, half human. He was the son of a woman named Danae and the king of the gods in Greek mythology, Zeus. Perseus is famous for slaying the monster known as Medusa and marrying Andromeda. There it is. This woman said that she is half demon, half man. Half fiend, half man. Her father being a king. And her mother being like some demon specifically. Smeared onto the surface of any being turned to stone, it will revert from the flesh. Only 100 copper commons, a bargain considering how handy it might come. Should you ever find a friend of yours transmuted to rock? I actually have a statue that I know about this. I'll take it though. Yes, a wise choice. The copper you pour into her hand seems to disappear the moment it touches her palm. She hands you the item. Please enjoy your new executions. Yeah, I think it's like an abyss demon or something. Metallic cube figurine. You examine a small metal replica of a cube-like creature with huge eyes on one of its faces. The toy has 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 folding wings, and at least 18 points of articulation. Rishika smiles at you as you pick it up. A collector's item perhaps, or a piece of artwork, who knows? But I like it. If you do buy it, ask around, someone might know more about it than I. You can have it for only 1,500. Wait, that's quite expensive. No. I don't have that much. What else do we have? Monster jug. You examine the plain-looking jug. Despite its common appearance, you feel reluctant to touch the thing, as it might bite you. Rishika watches you, chuckling, then shrugs. It is a jug. It's got some sort of monster trap in it. That's why your hair's prickling up like that. If you'd like it, it's only 123 copper. Sure. Maybe someone is trapped there that doesn't want to be trapped and needs to be freed. Yes, a wise choice. Wait. She said 123, but I gave her 100. What the fuck? Walk to the front of the store. Damn, she has so many things. What the fuck? Baby oil. Interested? It's a real thing, of course. Thousands of mewling mortal babies went into the making of this stuff. No thanks. Chocolate closet. You examine a twisted little imp-like creature sculpted of pure milk chocolate. It looks delicious, does it not? Imported from the war plains. These are rare, you know, and quite prized by lovers of chocolate and confections. It is a real closet, a fiendish familiar, polymorphed into a chocolate by a powerful sorceress. It's only 199 coppers. I'll take it. Maybe we need to free it somehow. Monster jug? Is my inventory full that it got dropped on the ground? Magus thing got dropped. Okay. I'll move some of these quest items into Morte, I suppose. Hopefully he doesn't disappear again. This is a twisted little imp-like creature, calls it a sort of fiendish familiar that has been polymorphed by powerful magic, imported from Warblast. They're quite prized by lovers. What else do you have? Codex of the Inconceivable. That is the Codex of the Inconceivable. I only say that it's just well, I cannot explain it. Mere words simply won't suffice. You can own it to yourself for a mere 1,000 copper commons, and believe me, it's well worth it. I'm too poor. Devasteers. Small glass file Devasteers. They were collected from a Deva who was captured during a Blood War skirmish. The fiends tormented their prison angel for eons before he at last escaped. The small bottle holds the 12 tears he shed in that time. Their price is but 100 copper commons. So cheap. That sounds like a very important item of righteousness. I'll take it. Holy moly. The elixir of horrific separation. This stuff was compounded by a scholar who had found she possessed a darker half, a side of her which took control at times and bade her do awful things. This potion was to have split the darker half away from her, creating two separate beings. Mercy killers, however, found and executed her for a string of deprived murders before she could use it. I changed you only 200 copper commons. I'm running out of copper. I'll pass on that for now. Middle of the store. Back of the store. Stained lens. Examine the stained ground glass lens. The width of your hand. Held in bristled steel ring. A small geared protrusion comes off of the ring, makes it look like if the lens should attach to some sort of clockwork machine. And it smells faintly of horrible perfume. Vrishika holds it up for you. I have no idea what this really is, but it radiates fairly powerful magic. An old soldier named Gises brought it up to me from a warplane battlefield. He'd murdered his own men in order to escape his tour of duty there, and brought me a number of interesting items he collected over the course of the campaign. I've kept mostly as a conventional piece, though you may have it for 149 coppers if you'd like. I'll take it. Yevra's ring. This is Yevra's ring of almost invisibility. It makes the wearer invisible, well, almost. I would part it for it for a meager sum of 349 copper. No. Rune-covered ale stain. An ale mug of unusual manufacture, which keeps its contents, usually beer, of course, icy cold, whatever the surrounding temperature, 290 copper. And you enjoy the frostiest ale you have ever seen outside the paraplane of ice. No. A Tada ragdoll. The years have not been kind to this tiny ragdoll. It is coming apart at the seams and it looks like its threads are unraveling. It is obviously intended to be a replica of the Lady of Pain, but the button's eyes and its plush softness don't strike much fear into your heart. Vrishika holds it up for you. This was found in a well-trapped trunk box, sunk deep beneath the surface of Sigil. It was part of a small hoard of treasure and forbidden magical texts, though I don't know what it is for. If you like it, it's only 99 copper. Yes, I'll take that. That's all. Let's see. So we have Monster Jug. Heavy plain looking metallic jug with a hinge stopper. Despite the common appearance, you feel reluctant to touch the thing, as if it might bite you. You've been told there is some sort of monster trap inside, but peering into the jug's mouth reveals nothing but inky blackness. I will open it outside in case it ends up killing this woman, which seems like an important shopkeeper. Alrighty then. This is a heavy plane walking metallic jug with a hinge stopper. Despite its common appearance, you feel reluctant to touch the thing. Open the jug, see if anything comes out. You penned. What does that even mean? Like open? You penned. Set or turn on its end or upside down?
Upend.
Upend. Never heard that word before. At first there is nothing, but then a black, vicious liquid begins to bubble out from the jug's mouth, forming a slimy pool of steaming, terry filled on the ground. As the jug begins to dissolve in your hands, the pool begins to riddle, drop, and rise to form a tall, hideous creature. What the? A Gehrelet. This might be bad. 16 damage already. Let's see.
Damn.
Ow. Oh, we killed it. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Alright.
Done.
It had a green steel dagger. Come here. Alright then. Can you identify this with war? Staining lens. Lady, I wanna identify the doll. I cannot. I do have a charm of infinite recalling. And I have the Devasteers. Small glass Devasteer, they were collected from a devil who was captured during a Blood War skirmish. The fiends tormented. Devasteers are said to suit the most savage anger, even that of a fiend's tongue. It sounds like fiend's tongue is something that I could have bought and potentially curse myself with. I'll use a charm of infinite recall. I need to eat it though. Beer goggles. Cursed item. Intoxicate the wearer, but immunity to panic. -1 to damage, +10 to base hit points. Only usable by Modrons. Taco -1. Apparently some Modron once foolishly asked the wizard what it was like to be intoxicated, and these goggles were fashioned. When this lens is equipped, the wearer becomes braver, stronger, but can't see targets to you while reducing chances to hit and damage an enemy. The years haven't been kind to this. Replica delay of pain, but the button's eye and push softness don't strike much. I have so many items, I don't know what to do with them. Tech boss. Let's just go to the next building. Yo, pike off quick if you know what's good for you. Get out of here. This young Budwell muscle thug, while certainly well armed and large enough to be dangerous, seems awfully clean for a typical street elf. He's carrying a massive axe in one hand and a steel box in the other. As you near him, he puffs out and scowls at you. What are you looking at? Salt? Pike off before I have to scrag you. Scrag? What in the night planes of Bator are you talking about, eh? Idiot! Scrag, snag, nip, yanked by the hard head, you clueless, adult-covered burk. He glares daggers at Anna but says nothing. You do seem a little well-grown for a thug. Stop asking your bombbox, leatherhead. This is my territory, and you'll be leaving it quick if you don't want my bloods to tear you apart. Anna snickers, shaking her head. Rather you saw the rattling your bombbox it is. I'd like to see how long you'd last dropped smack in the middle of the hive, acting as you are. Anna turns to you. Come on, let's be off. No use wasting our time with a whim-stamp basher would be. His face flashes angrily as he gnashes his teeth in frustration. That's it. You've been packing ass for it. Get him, bloods. He raised his axe and lips to fight. To attack. Opa! Anna!
Why not?
You put me into this. I have to defend you, I guess.
Sings true. Rock sings
Greg, why not?
You see that?
Was that backstab twin or critical twin? I wonder. Oh, that's Morte that did that. Sheesh! Morte big damage. What the fuck? Cranium rat charm. I gotta start using the charms instead of these big potions to identify items. I'll put some of these rat charms to my mage. Oh, that's a abyssal pipe. Oh, what's this? Steel box. Items even have weight. That's a weight of 10. I wonder if weight has to do anything in this game. The study steel box has a thick leather handle on the top, but there is no apparent way to open the thing. It appears to be welded shut. There are a number of very narrow slits along one side, though you can't quite see into the box through them. A sickly sweet rotting smell wafts out from the slits. That doesn't sound good.
I'm gone.
What is inside here? No, this not here. Where is that book? Finam the linguist.
Done.
This short, scholarly man, a tight, nervous frown on his face, looks you up and down. Greetings, I am Finam. I must beg your pardon, sir, but I care little for guests, invited or otherwise, so unless you have business with me, I would ask you to leave. Questions? I would have you know that I am a scholar and a linguist, sir. While I shall happily entertain any questions regarding my field of study, language and the like, I can be of no help to you in other matters. Alright then.
All right.
There's something I can click here. There is a nut on the top of the small cabinet full of ashes and charred bits of bone etched from the base of the urn are the words Fin Idle Adli, beloved husband, father, and scholar of 100 languages.
Done.
Alright then.
All right.
There's 2 more buildings here we need to check. Time is running short. Ay ay ay.
Yeah, let's have a little noodle, eh?
The advocate's house. This is a solid crystal tank with several fish frozen inside. This is a beautiful silver mirror. This man is dressed in soft blue robes covered with intricate designs despite their opulence. However, the robes look wrinkled and worn. You place the man's age somewhere between middle age and early 60s. The worry lines make an exact determination difficult. As you enter, the man turns slowly towards you. As he does, you are suddenly struck with a terrible sense that you know this man, or did at one time. The man squints as if trying to place you. Yes, is there something that I can help you with? Who are you?
Updated my journal.
I am Lannis. What are you looking for me? I don't know. What is this place? I am an advocate. There are my offices. Lannis' voice takes on an irritated edge. Do you seek counsel? If not, perhaps you had best test your curiosity elsewhere. An advocate? What's that?
Updated my journal.
Morte breaks in with a whisper.
He's saying he's a lawyer, a counselor. One of those works who rattle their bomb boxes at the courts.
Lannis' frowns deepens. An advocate provides counsel, helps others navigate the labyrinths of Sigil's legal system, arranges legacies for citizens to ensure that their property is divided as they choose upon death, defends those in Sigil's courts who have been wrongly accused. Did you need help in any of these areas? Legacies. There are contracts that are deliverable at death of the client. They provide specifies on how a person's possessions are to be divided upon the event of their demise. I have also heard them called wills. Perhaps there is something else you could help me with. Are you alright? You must excuse me. As of late I have been beset by troubles. I'm afraid it has been a rather trying time these past few years. Anything I could help with? No, there is a little that can be done. Nevertheless, I appreciate your offer. Thank you. Perhaps talking about the troubles will ease your mind. I do not wish to burden you. I lost my daughter not long ago. There was also the fire, but that is another matter. Tell me about the daughter. Instantly, Lannis seems to collapse into himself. Yes. His businesslike facade drains from his face, to be replaced with cold despair. My daughter, Deionara, passed away some time ago. Oh shit, that's the ghost. Tell me about her. What was she like? Deionara, she was young. She had recently joined the Society of Sensation, the Sensates. Not in a pleasant faction, but she had also met someone there. She followed him on a journey and there she died. Her body... I was not even able to recover her body. I saw a woman by the name interred in the mortuary hall. She had become a ghost and claimed she knew me. By that name.
Updated my journal.
What? What did you just say? Her spirit now resides in the mortuary hall. I spoke with her for a time and she seems to be in distress. You spoke to her? Liane seems to become more confused by the moment. What distresses her? Me, apparently. She said that she loved me and that I had loved her and that I had forsaken her. I see, perhaps. Lannis frowns and studies you. His face has become like stone. Are you the one she left Sigil with? The one who led her on the journey that killed her? I'm not certain. I think I may be that man, but I have forgotten much. You! Lannis walks up and down. You are the one! And you say you have forgotten? Lannis drew himself up. He looks like he is squaring himself for a battle. You have forgotten? But the incident was not so long ago. How can this be? I have a strange condition. I lose myself for a time. Anything you can tell me about myself or your daughter would be invaluable. Countless liars have I known in my tenure in this city. Lannis studies you intently. You do not strike me as one of them, at least on this matter. If you truly do not remember, then whatever befell and my daughter on your journey must have left deep scars. I'm inclined to agree. Then I ask your word on this. If your memory returns and you discover what has happened to my daughter, return to me so that my mind at last be addressed at this matter. Vow, I will. Very well then, now leave. I wish to be alone on my thoughts. This is the first oath I've given them. What is this place again? I'm an advocate. What kind of counsel do you give? I could use some counsel actually. Oh. What is an advocate? Can you tell me about legacies? They're contracts that are livable on debt. Can you tell me about the fire? There is nothing much to say about the matter. It was a strange, localized fire. I cannot imagine what would have been precious in the documents that were burned, but someone must have wanted them destroyed. Any work on locating the person responsible? No, neither the Harmonium nor the Mercy Cures have had any fortune in locating the person responsible. Can you tell me what was burned? A number of old legacies were burned and some mementos and other keepsakes of value only to me. That's all then. Okay, last shop.
All right. All right.
Boot Shiner. The young man smiles at you and enters the tent, gesturing for you to sit down. Clean and wax your boots, sir. A wondrous shine for only 2 coppers common. No. And a farewell to you, sir. Please return should you need your boots shine. You can determine what this odd device is.
All right.
Oh, wait. It's another building I need to come here. Let's stay out of that, citizen. It's dangerous down below. I'd stay out of there. We probably don't want to go down below yet. Let me see my journal. Split peso and kiln. I did find an item that might do that, but it's too expensive. Fesco, we haven't been there. Fesco. Dream Builder in the Great Foundry. Xander has asked me to fetch a Val skin for the Dream Builder. Yeah, I think I have to go there before I go to the Fesco. How do I return back to the city? Here. Yeah, I'm just gonna save here. And next time I'm gonna return the vial. That's what we're gonna do. Ay, ay, ay. Damn. No. No Planescape tomorrow, it's Saturday. You're basically reading me a little nappy story while I'm snoozing. What a gentleman. Well, as long as you enjoyed it, asshole, man. I don't know what to tell you. Are you saying that the story was not interesting so you fell to sleep? Oh, it was good, okay. I mean, it's the game. I cannot make it interesting or not. I'm trying. I see. Well. I am... Am I raiding anyone? No. Alright, boys, thanks for watching.